Hi, Water Pixels. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Hope you all are doing great. Happy Tuesday. I hope that we are all having a fabulous day. I wrote my son's school to ask a question. And hi, Deb. How's it going? The teacher wrote me back an answer, and she then gave me a checkup on my son, which has caused me to not be so happy right now. So, nonetheless, we're going to get through this and we're going to have some fun. Can everyone hear me? Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Let me see. Hello? Hello. Okay, you had said mute, so I didn't know. Okay, so if you all don't know, I like to dabble in a little bit of this thing called decoupage, right? So I have my little Dollar Tree, or what is that other spot? I got some of these mouthwash cups, okay? I think they were $1. And then these came from Dollar Tree, 2 for $1.25. Now, do I think that's a really good deal? Yeah, I do. I think it's a better deal than Hobby Lobby, not Hobby Lobby, Walmart and all the other spots. Especially I went to uh Home Depot and they were astronomical. Astronomical, okay? So 2 for $1.25 is not bad, especially if you're gonna use it for what it's worth, which is potting plants and doing all the stuff. So I did this over the weekend. I was like, let's be prepared. Let's pretend like we know how to be a good streamer. And then these I did 1,000 years ago, I'm assuming, because as you can tell, the pot is size is different. Now I don't know where I got these from. I don't know what possessed me to paint the inside. I don't know what was going on with me. But I thought I could just go over with you what I do. I just shake up my little paint, and I didn't even bring the brush, right? No, we're not potting nothing, honey. How's everyone doing? How was your weekend? How was your Mother's Day? I hope it was amazing for all those people that celebrate that day. I hope it was great. And if not, I hope it gets better the next time you have a Mother's Day. I know for me it's bittersweet because my mom isn't here anymore. So I tend to go through that. Like I wish my mom was here so we could do some stuff, as well as, I have my own people in my life that sometimes celebrate me and sometimes don't celebrate me. So it is what it is at this point. So I'm going to just go ahead and pour some in here like that. And this is from the Walmart, Snow White. I like this color a lot. I bought like 3 or 4 of them. This is when they were like 50 cents, though. They did not. I was not. But that's okay. Because sometimes you got to celebrate yourself. Okay. So it has a little bit of trash on it. So we're just going to take this. And you see, we're going around in a nice little simple stroke, just like this. And then I'm going to put my hand in. Now, I'm not sure who I was at this point that painted this, but apparently she was a pretty overzealous young person because she painted the inside. And yeah, I wanted to sell these. So that's why I was like, let me cover, you get it, cover all my bases. And so that's what I had done. I want to say I did this before my aunt passed away. So this has been like 5 years ago. I did these. And it's cracked. See that crack? Yeah, all mine was peaceful. Had takeout Chinese. Listen, takeout Chinese is always good, Deb. Always yummy. Always. He was like, Mom, you know what? Not pizza tonight. Because usually that seems to be his go-to whenever I've heard you talk about if it's his turn to cook. He's like, pizza, which is nothing wrong with pizza. I like a good cheese pizza. I actually don't even recall ever eating meat lovers pizza to the point of missing a meat lovers pizza. So we're just gonna sit this down. Now this is parchment paper, not wax paper. Um, yeah. So now, and you see, I got this little lump right here. I'm just redoing this, even though this is not what we're supposed to be doing. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all this secret, okay? I must have liked gluing stuff when I was a young kid because I know I love collaging. Collaging is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world, and I believe that that is true because I'm a big collector of a lot of stuff. And then collaging, what adults call glue books, is really what collaging is. It's where you get a bunch of junk, essentially a bunch of junk, and you glue it in a book. And you're like, "Look at my stuff." This candy wrapper was from my first time ever trying the Reese's with tater chips in it. Oh, it was so good. You know, you write little comments by it. And I know that sounds very like not serious, but that is really what I have viewed a glue book as. You take a bunch of your random stuff that you like and glue it in. Oh, I found this thing and I put it in. Like if I'm wrong, let me know. If it's more serious than that, please tell me. So I'm gonna put this paintbrush in here, move this over, and let these dry. And then this one, now listen, I ran out of time because I was doing something I had no business doing, but this came from Hobby Lobby. This was on sale for like 70% off. But I want to get this bunny, right? They're brand new, they're not open. I'm just gonna let my craft friends know that sometime within the next 2 years, because I don't have my stuff together, but sometime in the next 2 years, you're gonna receive random packages from me. It's not going to be a hey, you want to do a collab. It's going to be hey, I hope you like napkins because I went through my napkins and now you are the proud owner of 25 different types of napkins. Okay, so this is double sided. I mean, it's on every side, which is always amazing. But for us today, we're only going to take one little side. We only need one little side. And I just want this bunny. I don't even want the bird. Okay, I just want the bunny. All right. So I'm cutting this in half. I know y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I'm cutting it in half. I had told myself that I want to be more purposeful. I tell y'all this every time with our crafting adventures because your time is valuable, and I want you to feel like when you come over here and you hang out with me that you have enjoyed your time. So I want to just speak to that real quick. I'm trying my very best to be mindful of your time as well as my time. So just keep that in mind. All right, so now a lot of these decoupage ladies that be doing this, they have all these secrets and tips and tricks. I recommend you go to their channel, just type in decoupage. You'll find out how amazing they are. So I'm going to use this water brush, okay? Oh, it says Brothers Sisters Design Studio. Isn't that cute? You can't really see it, but yeah, that's what it say. All right, and so now what I'm going to do is I was supposed to get 2 things of water. That's what I did not do. That's okay. In case this runs out, I meant to get another thing of water. So we're gonna go ahead and squeeze this out some. Now I don't know how good this is going to work, y'all. It's not gonna work great at all. This one is not gonna work great at all because I put too much water on that side. So let's go ahead and let that dry. Thankfully we got 4 and I'm not mad talking about Dollar Tree with their cheap napkins. All right, let's see. He is not gonna fit. Well, change of plans. I have 2 sets of napkins. We also have these hearts. Now this is only 14 hearts, but it's double sided, so that's great. What are y'all up to? Deb, what kind of wata? What kind of Chinese did you have? What's your favorite? My favorite Chinese food varies by Chinese place, right? So one of my favorite Chinese foods used to be pepper steak back in the day when I used to eat beef and pork. Love pepper steak. Loved it. Now, oh, look at this. Look, they gave us a whole de jour, honey. They was like, we don't want to hear nobody complaining. I'm gonna show y'all how much we got on this napkin. It's a big little napkin. And I did say big little, I know. Look at the lot of panels. I think it's 6 panels right here. Right here. Happy family chicken. Ooh, shrimp and a small lobster piece and veggies. I love Happy Family was one of if it's done right, Happy Family is very Delicious. So we're gonna go ahead and cut one panel out. Okay. I don't want to get this red on here. I don't want to keep the red because I don't want that red at the bottom because we're this is going to be how it's going to look. This is the focal point because I'm gonna take a glass and uh E6000 into the top and then I'll do the lid. But I thought, I was thinking last night before I went to bed, I was like, you know what? What can we do? I've been making cards, not a lot though, like here and there. I wanna make so a couple of years ago I had talked to a few of my crafty friends. I was like, y'all, we should make a pact. And it was probably like, oh Lord, here we go with this nonsense. I was like, we should vow to make at least 365 cards in the year, right? Throughout the year. Because when you think about it, you can make a lot of cards very quickly. If you do 5 cards at one time, you're good to go. Now, right here it has that print on it, the stamping to glue it together. If you don't want this, you can always iron it out, turn your steam off. But we're okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this in little tiny panels and we're gonna overlap it. Okay. Because the worst thing you could ever do is a round piece like this and think it's going to actually fit. You have to measure this thing out properly because it's round. It's not a square. It's not up and down. Right, right, right. So like this. So we'll do 2 panels of this. So now what we're going to do is just cut this out. I meant to get a different type of napkin, but I was doing something I had no business doing before I started streaming today. And I did not get to it because it was under like 3 or 4 buckets of other craft supplies. And I was like, I cannot afford to take all these down and put all these up. Hi, Chris. Listen, Chris, my phone was on 5% and it was black screen. I was like, she'll just have to be okay with me not calling her right back. So we're gonna do this. I think I want to do this all the way. I think. Let's see. Do we? We do. Okay. So now get your Mod Podge out. Now I do recommend you getting a sponge paintbrush. I don't have my sponge paintbrush with me. I left it in the kitchen and I don't feel like going to get it. So Mod Podge, I'm gonna tell you a secret about Mod Podge, and a lot of ladies will not tell you this. Okay, crafters, Mod Podge is glue. Did y'all know that? Mod Podge is glue, right? When I get this lid off, I'm gonna tell you what people do. Oh my goodness, I was one of those people too in the past. Never pour glue in your lid. Never ever pour glue in your lid. People will tell you, just pour the glue in your lid. It's okay. It is not okay because you see this little crunchy crunch piece right here. That's what happens to your glue. It gets stuck in the grooves. And you know what happens? It gets stuck in the grooves. Don't do that. That is not very conducive for you to use your supplies. And even right here, this little piece can be problematic if you let it be problematic, right? So we're not going to let it be problematic. We're going to take our paper towel. We're going to tear half of it off. And we're just going to wipe this off because you do not want your glue. This is not good. That is not, I don't know why people say do that. And I even did it before. If you go watch some of my old videos, what have you got to prove? Get into the groove. Water pixels. And so we're going to use this brush today, okay? Y'all, Water Pixels is an actual artist, like painter, artist, graphic design. So now we have our pieces, right? I'm going to get my water brush because what I want to do is I want to take some of these off. But now I'm going to show y'all what I have learned from a lot of lovely people. Also, I'm going to tell y'all this story. You see my nails? Let me tell you about these nails, okay? This weekend, Sunday, I was cooking. I went to get the spices out of the cabinet and the turmeric bottle fell on this side of my body. on this whole half of my body, right? So I had on a dress, so it got in my hair, my face, my neck, and my chest, and then it went on the counter and the floor, right? So when my son saw me, he was like, "Mom, what happened to you? Are you okay? Your hair is yellow orange." I was like, "Oh, hold on one second. Glue, make it a little bit tacky on your finger. There you go. Take this and clean your finger off." And so, y'all, my nails, underneath my nails and on top of my nails, are yellow. I've washed at least 3 or 4 times since then. My body, uh, my hands multiple times. My nose, both nostrils have food in it, turmeric. My ears have turmeric in it. So, yeah, just want you to be mindful of that. Oh, wrong thing. All right, so we're gonna come here, and this is water in here, and I'm gonna just do this. Now, I don't really care for this one too much. I am noticing that. I think because I would prefer a more cleaner edge. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our brush and we're going to start right here, and we're gonna smear it across. Whichever direction that you paint, do it that direction. Okay. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, I'm gonna put it right here. Now, normally I would tell you to get you a cling wrap and use your hand to smudge it down. It's totally up to you, um, if that's what you want to do or not. I do recommend it. I just didn't, like I said, press for time. And I don't even know why I brought all of those. I did watch this one lady over the weekend. I'm gonna try to paint some. Not sure I've ever heard turmeric had turmeric. What do you use it in? Turmeric. People use turmeric. Well, I used it to for healing properties. I used it when I had COVID in my teas. Turmeric has a lot of healing properties in it. So now we're just gonna scoop this back some, come back over, and we want to try to spread this coat as evenly as possible, though. Not, we want to be generous, but to every piece of surface on here. Okay. Yeah, I use turmeric in food as well. And now we're gonna do this like that. Now, let me tell y'all something. Um, I do not recommend using this for your actual potted plants. Okay. I watched this lady do a comparison, and she said Mod Podge makes your stuff bubble up. If Mod Podge is making your terracottas bubble up, then that's probably not good for your plants. Okay. They have other things out that you can seal it in. Polyurethane, I think it is. You can seal it. And so right here you can see I pulled it and I tore it a little bit. Yeah, so I use turmeric for that, Deb, and like go in my teas. When I make soups, it just for me, when I was sick, I used a lot of things that I normally don't use, like a lot of natural products, and I felt better quicker. You would think I would be doing that because my voice is on vacation for some reason, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, I like it. What are we growing in these pots? I, okay, pickles, crafts. We do not grow. I don't mix my food and craft products together. So the pots that I do have that I want to plant are those three-way, three little round things I showed you last week, I think. I want to do that, and then you can stack them up. But my only thing is I haven't researched enough of what I can stack in there. That's easy to kind of grow in there. So you see how it's starting to twist a little bit because it's round and we're using a flat square surface. Okay. So even though I'm doing this not very gingerly, I'm still able to not tear it because this bristles on this are nice and gentle. I always like to rub my fingers across the brush to see how kind they're going to be to me. So right now we're just doing this right here. Also, I think we might be able to squeeze in another one. I'm not sure, but I just thought it would be really fun to do something totally different than normal. And I want to share with y'all a card I made yesterday. I think, yeah. I know I made it yesterday, but I want to. I was thinking about do I want to share it or not? And I think I do. Uh oh, there we go. This was like, nah, he ain't gonna be snatching on me that easy. Let me see. So the teacher did not write me back again. All right, so now we're just gonna go here. Now, a lot of people have like tumbling things, which is great for this because it could just roll over. I have my hand. Okay, that's all I have. And a lot of people will pour this glue back in. I'm going to tell you now, I don't have a lot of money to waste on craft products, but I don't recommend you doing that. I recommend you pour out a little bit of your supply and then put it in another container. And as you need more, refill it. Don't be like, okay, I'm gonna pour it back in. I just like you would never pour milk out and then don't use it all and pour it back into the container in the bowl of cereal, right? So no, this could have been done a little bit better. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that a little bit better. I don't want it to be so straight edged. For me, what? Which one? What? Oh, the card I made yesterday, and it's still straight edged. I don't think I'll be able to transition from this to a card. Is why I'm only going to show a card because I would have to take all this off. I don't have like a be right back screen on YouTube. So I'm just pulling this off gently. There we go. And now it's not so straight, cookie cutter straight. Which teacher didn't write? No, they wrote me back. But then I was like, if they getting out of hand, call me. And they didn't write me back after I said that. But my phone was like 0% and they were writing me and I didn't get the message until like an hour later. So my son is my son is addicted to the computer, y'all. Addicted to the computer. And I blame me, like I'm addicted to certain things, not computer, but um, this day and age, kids really are into the computers and stuff. And he wanted more time on the computer, and she was like, he already finished something, and so he couldn't do it. And then he mad at her. So I said, if he need to be redirected, tell him to call me. No, Chris said that she sent you a lot of cards, Pixel. She said she sent you a lot of cards. Apparently, you don't like the card she sent you, though. I'm taking it. Deb, Deb, how many coloring collaborations are you in? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How many coloring collaborations are you in? I want to know. Two regular and several open ones. I don't do every. Oh, show me which one you order pickle. Lord. Yeah, I've been considering doing the other one. Okay, so you know that I'm very skeptic about some of the people in our craft community, right? I think you've picked up on that before, Deb. I'm very skeptical of something, a trend, and I was like, okay, uh, I don't know if I want to be a part of that per se because I don't. For me, this is just my weird quirk about me. When I feel like people are doing something kind of sneaky or shady, I don't want to deal with those people, right? I kind of disassociate myself with those people. And that's not really always the case. It's just how my perception of my own fundamentally perceived notion is for people, right? So I'm like, do I really want to get into this? And I'm like, nah. Are they doing Red Star today? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. So we live in Texas, Chris and I, right? Our kids go to the same school. So she always asks me local questions I don't normally know the answer to anyway. But also, apparently they're voting to get rid of the STAR testing and go into three small exams from what I saw. I would say that that's a great thing and I support it as well as I really don't care about it because the STAR test does not show you who you are as a person. The STAR test does not, yeah, they are. The STAR test does not even show you who you might be in the future. Um, I know a lot of people that took the STAR test when I was growing up. It wasn't called a STAR test. We called ours a TOS. Tested Texas aptitude something something something, right? And over the years it's changed. If you live in other parts of the America, they do that testing. They just have different names for it, right? Um, so I really don't see the benefit of it. I'm not. Please don't send the police after me for what I'm about to say. But I don't believe in the school system, and I don't believe in work system. I feel like um, it's a lie. I feel like it's a lie because I think that people work a lot harder than what they get credit for. I feel like, especially if you're in the workforce and you put in 40 hours a week and you can barely make ends meet, then why are you working, right? I know I'm not saying go out and steal from people. Uh, I'm not saying do that, and I'm not saying you should take from people. I do believe that you should work. I just believe that you should be paid for your work, right? Now, if you're a person that goes to work and don't work, then hey, you need to work. But people that work tend to work longer hours than they should, and they don't get paid for it, or they do extra stuff. I've had, I know people that used to go to work on Saturdays because it was quiet to get work done. Now, my job was a salaried job. So if I showed up and did no work, I still got paid the same amount as if I showed up and did a bunch of work. And I used to show up and work, right? Um, but in general, y'all know I had a small stint at QVC, a very small stint, like 2 months at QVC. And I don't like clocking in. And I don't like you telling me when I can't do something. Like I believe in logging in to my work computer at least 15 minutes ahead of time, reading all my emails, getting everything ready. So when it's time to start my work day, I've already did the preliminary work, which is check emails, do all this other stuff. I don't like you telling me when to go on break. I don't like that. So yeah, I have been a TikTok dancer. I could have been a TikTok dancer, Chris. In what lifetime? This one or a made up one? I'm sorry. I apologize. That was not nice. So in general, I just feel like that's not always um it's not always good to base people's performance off a test. Yes, a good gauge, I guess, of what the people that are teaching them has taught and what they've retained. But you could be a smart person and just not be a good test taker, right? And you could be not so I remember everything and going in just guess answers. Um, I remember I learned this the hard way because I wasn't always the person that put forth my best effort because I thought I was smart, right? Um, but if you put forth your best effort, did you get better accolades, right? Like it's nothing more satisfying than doing extra, the best you can and coming out and being like, I did this, I got a good grade because I studied or I did this, right? Um, why does I why did I decide to do this? We could have just got some paper cut and been done with it. No, I chose, I woke up and chose a messy craft today. Um, so in general, back to my TED talk, I think that testing people is, and actually, I think it's a lie. Work and testing people is a lie. I just think it's a lie. Good morning, Chocolate City Sim. How you doing today? Pop in and say, hey, I will protect you, Pickles. How you doing today, darling? So I had met with my son's teacher and I had told her that I was like, I don't really believe in this whole school situation. I'm gonna support it because that's what we do, but I just think it's not really for me. She just smiled. I said, y'all work too hard, y'all don't get enough pay. She was like, oh, you one of those. So my hand, this is the bad thumb, just so you know. But when you hold this thing like this for a long time, something in this muscle area just contracts and it's like, I don't want to do it. So I'm just resting my hand real quick and drinking some water. And of course, chocolate, Chris and water pixels are feeding off of each other's unhingement. They're, dare I say, silly. I think water pixels is more silly than Chris today, though. He said he wants to be a TikTok dancer. One of those, what do they mean? Like the people that's like, I'm not going to. So one of those could be, I'm not supporting this school. You can't make my kid do this work. Or one of those people that's like, whatever you want, I'm here for you. It depends. Depends on how you perceive it. So my child goes to a charter school and I've never had experience with charter schools. I always went to public school. But I always dreamed of if I had children, I would put them in not a charter school, but a uniform school. I always thought that the public schools could alleviate some of the bullying by having the kids wear uniforms, um, because it just left out a lot of me trying to keep up with the Joneses as a child. And when I went to school, Michael Jordans were very popular. I have never owned a pair of Jordans in my entire life, not one pair. And I still think I turned out okay for not owning a pair of $200 shoes, sitting in line waiting for shoes like that, right? So I've never been one of those people that was like that. So I thought that that would be a good thing. They got a uniform. That's one less thing we got to worry about. Clothing is cheaper that way. Blah 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 blah. Because it's the same thing every day. right? Um, Now I'm all about conformity, right? For a purpose, not just because. But I also think that individuality is very important. Very, very important. It helps shape us as who we are, right? Individuals, different people, our mindset, all that good stuff. So you can't keep people in a certain thing. And I have friends, their kids go to the school. Actually, my kids probably are more friends with them than I am friends with them, but we've become friends, if that makes sense. In the sense of my kid saw their kid, something attracted them to each other, and now they know each other by first name, and they're not afraid to be like, "No, I don't want to do this with you," or "Oh my goodness, can I go to so and so's because they're having a birthday party and I want to go," right? Um, But even those kids inside that little dynamic, they have their own individuality, and some of it is out of this world, literally, and some of it is very tame. My son is one of the out of this world people because my son, if he had the opportunity to wear a Spider-Man shirt every day and some orange shoes or flip-flops and this, he would. On the weekend is when he gets to express himself, and I'm like, "You wearing that?" He's like, "Yes." I said, "Okay. I'm not gonna fight it." After I started working, I had some Air Force Ones, never Jordans, because they were all weird. I've never owned a pair of Air Force Ones, not once. I'm not very much into that kind of fashion anyway. So I just pulled this up, so I'm just replacing it, y'all. Now this needs to dry, right? I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's still wet. But we want it to dry. And I do like the crinkly look on it, so it's not all smooth. It has some texture to it, like right here where I just smashed it. I didn't want that texture, but it has texture to it, and I'm okay with that. Now, if you were really, really keen on not having that, what I recommend is you get some saran wrap and you just take your finger and press it around. We just need this one little strip. And I'm going to put another coat of Mod Podge once it's all sealed on it, and then I will probably do a video showing the end results of it. These make great little gifts, y'all, to people. I was going to do this for my son's teachers for a Teacher Appreciation Week, which was last week. But let me tell you something about a handcrafted item. If you don't know, a handcrafted item is something from the heart and the creator's mind, right? I didn't feel like giving that. I did not feel like giving that last week. I don't feel like giving that at all. So I'm just covering up that little strip right there. And the good thing is the hearts are all willy-nilly anyway. Thing one is in this long sleeve and short face. Yeah, my son wears his jacket every day to school in the building. I don't know why. Today he had on shorts and a shirt and a jacket. I don't question it. I let him do his thing. I want him to find his own way in that kind of stuff, except when it's too extreme. One day he had on stripes and they were going in two different directions. They go take that off. He was like, "But why? It's yeah." I said, "It don't match. The colors don't match. None of it matches." He was like, "Okay, all right." That is the first one. Yay. Yes. We did it. Can you believe we did that, y'all? You cannot believe, huh? And it's dry in some spots already, and then it's still wet in other spots. Now, I've never done this. I was going to research it because that's what I do. But guess what? I was doing something I had no business doing. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this on top of here because we didn't do anything to the inside. But I wanted to try this so bad. so bad. Also, I am considering getting rid of a few of my crafts and just sticking to like one or two. So paper crafting, it's there. Jewelry making will stay. But some of these other crafts, I don't know, y'all. I am not I really like coloring. So coloring, jewelry making will always be there, right? Because jewelry making just feels I feel like it connects me to my mom. Even though it doesn't, but I'm what connects me to my mom. But I just like doing it. Okay, that's the first thing. And the second thing is I love coloring. Coloring just takes me to a whole new mindset. Now, if you have a Ross near you, I got all of these. Is 50 sheets for $3. And it says wrap, decorate, craft. And I got this again when I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to do something for my son's teachers for teacher appreciation" 2 years ago. And I didn't do it then, and I didn't do it this year, and I probably won't ever do it. But what I want to do is, give me 1 second. I'm going to tell you what I want to do. I feel like I could always say, be kind, right? Be you, be well, any of those little cutesy, be beautiful, or be amazing, or be whatever, right? Because I'm going to take my scan and cut and I'm going to print out some lettering for the bottom portion, I think, which is right here. This is the bottom. But what I think we're going to do first is we're going to take this tissue paper and we're going to wrap it on here. And I thought that'd be real cool. I do think it's going to be real cool. And then I could just take a big B and I could put one on the side because I want to make a little beehive craft project with some jute twine and another thing. I haven't got a chance to do that yet. And then I have bee dyes, y'all know that. I can stamp out a dye in gold and put it on the side and have it flying. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this time, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, and this is just tissue. It's just tissue, y'all. Okay. If you wanted to, you could get fancy. And you know what you could do by fancy? You know what I mean by fancy? You could cut these all out and it won't even matter because this is white paint. I'm not that fancy. We're not doing that. Doing just like this. I think I want to keep this one for myself and put a tall jar or another jar on top and put my brushes inside. We'll have to see. I rarely do things for myself besides those little frogs that we decoupage. Remember we decoupaged for Froggy? That was fun. I hope you all are doing well though. You're having a great day. Whatever you're doing, I hope that is amazing. If you're working, well, somebody got to pay for that cheeseburger you like. You know what I'm saying? I thought about going back to work. I thought about it. I was telling Chocolate City, I was like, every time I think about going to work, I get sick or my son gets sick. Is that not weird? Like every time. And this time, because if y'all don't know, I got sick in April. I wasn't even thinking, like, I wasn't even like considering. I was like, I just need to update my resume, right? Mm-mm. I got sick. I was like, that's not even fair. And then I got an email from somebody who was like, hey, your resume fits what we like in an employee, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, let me check this out. No lie. No lie. That Monday I was sick. And then my son, he was sick for like 2 weeks in March, y'all. 2 weeks in March. Okay, y'all gotta be a little bit careful. You see, I didn't snatch some of the little bee uh gold off of them. Trying to snatch their happiness, I see. Oh, come on, slow down. We're not going anywhere. See, I need to I was doing it too hard right here. Not very good. So try to be as gentle as possible. But if I do, I have to place one. Yeah. I find it I'm not there yet, but I have a few friends that have kids that are adults now. And I find whenever I talk to them, because you stop doing your whole life for your children. And then once they get older, you kind of go back to doing your whole life if you ever stop your whole life for them in the first place. But I always find that it's very interesting because whenever you talk to them, they always end up doing like crazy stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I got into pole vaulting. What? You got into pole vaulting? How? Well, I was watching this show and it was like, even you could be a pole vaulter. All you need to do is blah, blah, blah. And then I went skydiving and I'm like, wow, I don't know if I want that much adventure in my life because I'm a pretty boring person. Pretty boring. It's this one lady that I kind of watch and kind of don't watch. And they have started so many new adventures that I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. Hi, Nix. I don't get lunch until 1. It's not even 11. Are you Central Time? It's almost 11. It's almost 11 pickles. How's it going, Nix? It's 9:22 p.m. Oh my goodness. That's late. I was thinking about you last night. I was like, I'm going to do this because I need to get this done. And I was like, because the last time I went and I asked Google what time it was where you were before I sent you the message. And I was like, I think she's still up. I think she's still up. I think she's still up. That's a late time. Dang. So I'm not sure if y'all could tell my paint is starting to dry up some. And that's why I was telling you, oh, don't. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay, hear me out. You can do whatever you want. If you feel like that's more beneficial for you, do it the other way. But I just think that is not very wise to just waste your materials because it's convenient. But if you feel like it is, then go ahead on about your business. I'm not sure if you all have a pop shelf near you. I love going into pop shelf. Let me tell you why. Pop shelf is the bougie most of the days I am awake. Oh, okay, well, okay. That's still not always good, but I go to bed at 9, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Listen, Chris with K has sent me this shirt. It was like, I'm your ride or die until around 9. She was like, this is you. It is. Because I'm going to bed. I don't have time to be staying up messing with y'all. I just don't like waking up unprepared. I feel like a good night's sleep is very important. What are you making? I am making some craft bowl cups to hold a cup inside. So we did this one already, right? And then what I'm gonna do, I'll probably come through and sand this off and just paint this red so it's one solid color. Once it, but I'm gonna go back over with another coat because it's still a little bit tacky. And then I'm gonna put a glass on top of it, and then a little. So it's gonna be like a little candy jar. Candy jar. But this one, I was thinking I could set this as the base and put something on top of it and have it like be a pencil dish or something. And we have a hole right here. So now we gotta try to push this glue out. Look at that. And so you can barely see where I connected it because it's white, right? So I think that's really cool. So I'm just taking this paper and tearing it. I'm gonna tear this top off too and this bottom. So I think you need like 4 of these if you're gonna do this, like 4 or 5 strips. Unless you draw this, it's the easier way to do this. I mean, what's better than tearing paper up and getting the satisfaction of hitting it? But if you want to do it a easier way, a nicer, neater way, I'll show you that way as well. I'm not gonna do it, but I'll show you how you can do it to get it done. I have been looking at these videos lately for rock painting. Now hear me out. Hear me out. I don't want to just rock paint. I want to paint like happy messages and leave them. I think it's a rock website that does that where you could paint messages and you it's information you can put on the rock and it tells you like where it came from and what you could do with it. You can go on the website and register your rocks or whatever. And I want to do that for my son and I this summer. I want to do something completely and totally random versus always doing the same thing. There's nothing wrong with routine, but I want him to try new things, and painting rocks with little sands on it, I find very cool. You can judge me all you want, but I think that's very cool. Very, very cool to find those. Like it's a library by our house, not right by, but it's by our house, and they have books. Like some artist, some person has taken the books and taken bricks and painted books, paint on it to make it look like books, which I think is very cool. I also think doing that and placing rocks in random places is cool. I know a lot of people do like prayer cards and things like that, but I'm not that person because I'm not good with sentiments. I'm just like, yeah, good. I God bless you. Like you need somebody that's more serious than that. And I don't mean I'm not serious about, but some people write these eloquent thoughts and they're like, you may be going through something right now, but and then you can fill in the blank. I just wanted to say that. Look, 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 look. They have a local. I'm gonna look it up because I'm gonna get in that rock group and I'm gonna become a part of a rock band. Dur, 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 dur. I'm sorry. Chris led she opened the door and I walked right into that one, didn't I? She opened the door. I don't know if you can see. It looks like it's Bowen, and that's I watched this video. The lady that was putting her plants in the terracotta pots that she had painted, not painted, put Mod Podge on was saying that it was a pop, some sizzling, and then she was like, "I don't want to put my plants in there." And I was like, I never understood why people that use terracotta pots try to um, seal theirs anyway, because terracotta leaks. Terracotta is a solid form, right? But when you put water in it, it leaks out. The whole, and I think that's for weather, right? For weathering, like if it's cold outside or hot, I'm not sure, but what is that? Um, word, excuse me. The water will leak out, right? If it's too much water, it just seeps into the thing. They Oh man, I could have given you this book I got at thrift store. It was about painting animals on rocks. Oh no, no, no. That's what Google is for. And I have a few rocks things Fun fact, true story. When Chris and I first met, first of all, if y'all don't know, Chris is a bit, you know, one of those friends that you call or they call you and you just shake your head because they about to tell you something crazy. That is Chris. But she was one of the first people that, or her daughter, that invited my son to a birthday party at school. And so I'm not a big party goer. I'm not big into that. I'm very much an introvert. But I had told myself when I had him, I was like, listen here, you can't be like that with this child. You have to give him a chance to decide if he likes people or not because, some people are mean, right? So she invited us to her party and I graciously said yes. And I was like, well, what does she like? And Chris, in true mom fashion, tells me everything, right? She tells me a list of random stuff that her baby likes. And I'm like, you couldn't, in my head, I'm like, you couldn't just pick like two, one thing. And I'm like, well, it's a little girl, right? And little girls normally like whatever, right? So I go and I usually spend $25 on the kids. That's total. Gift bag, everything. I don't buy a gift and they're like, okay, the gift bag is separate. No, everything is usually $25. So I was like, well, and then I asked my son, I'm like, well, what does she like? He was like, she likes this and she likes that and she likes that, right? So, for example, she likes apples, oranges, and cucumbers for whatever reason, right? A whole bunch of randomness, right? Pineapple, cucumber, and avocado, right? So I was like, well, shoot, that's not very helpful at all because that's all over the place, right? So I go and get some rocks. I was like, you think she like rocks? Because her mom said she likes um art, arts and crafts, right? I mean, what little kid don't like arts and crafts? They might like your arts and craft that you purchase for them, but they tend to like arts and crafts. And he was like, yeah. And then I saw something that I thought was way cooler. I was like, you know what? Never mind. We're just gonna keep these for ourselves. Those rocks are still in my car, right? Now that you know her better, do you understand why I could not pick just one or two? Yeah, yeah, totally. But I can't go wrong with kitty cats now. Shoot, kitty cats. I might. Um, well, I ain't gonna say. Yeah, but kitty cats. Yeah, kitty cats will always be good, in my opinion, as long as you don't tell me she's starting to like something else. All right, so we got a hole right here, and we got a hole right here, and one right here. So we got three holes, and we need to fill this space in. But I hope y'all are liking it. Like this is really, really better than I thought it was gonna be. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these pieces where we have those holes at, put that there, and we're gonna find this hole at the right here. So go ahead and do this. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I feel like this is better, y'all. Where did you get the napkin from? So this is actually wrapping paper. No, it's not. I lied. It is tissue paper. Yeah, the B one is coming out real good. Now that was totally not smart. Let's just tear this off. Yeah. It takes it's a little bit less easy to tear. So it takes a little bit more of force if you're doing it that way to tear and become messed up. I would even venture to say that you probably could, if you were really one of those people that wanted it to be perfect, you probably could just cut those little butterfly bees into strips. And we'll try that real quick and see how it works out. So this is from Ross. I know you don't have a Ross where you are, but it's tissue paper. So it takes a better it look, this bee is headless. This is not good, ma'am. And we got this one little spot right here. And since we use white, besides where my fingers have touched it, and it may have a little bit of turmeric tinge on it, I I don't know how long I'm gonna be having turmeric on my hand, but I'm okay with it. I like turmeric, so. But you see, you can barely tell even if we get up close. So once we put that down, you can't tell at all. And so what I've been doing on these lips, the seal, is pressing down with my brush. You press down with it, it scoops out that excess. So there's one other spot that I thought I needed right here. Yeah. So whenever I go to Ross, I always look to see what kind of fancy wrapping paper, well, not wrap paper, what is this called? Tissue paper they have. And if it's at a good price, I'll get it. Speaking of, listen, I know every time I mention this, people leave. I'm not just trying to fight. Okay. I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting. Have y'all noticed the prices and stuff going up? I'm going to dip this in because I'm done with this one as well. And right here, I have a finger print, and you can see, just wipe it right off. Have you noticed the price of stuff going up at the Dollar Tree? I went there and they had $1.25, a quarter, $1.75. I was like, no, mm-mm, we're not doing that today, Dollar Tree. I'm only getting a quarter stuff. I went there today to buy some napkins, and they couldn't sell me the napkins because, well, something's going on with that brand, I guess. Let's see, gather some of my things and heads for the door. What door? Everywhere the prices are going nuts. I was just talking about that with my cousin. Yes, right. All right, y'all. We're gonna try. I know this is not Deb's thing right here for coloring books, but we're gonna try this out, okay? I'm gonna pull up an image on the computer, I think, and I'm gonna try it. I got my acrylic markers. Y'all know I can't draw, okay? Deb, but let me tell you, acrylic markers, if they wasn't so fussy mussy, is such a good thing. And we go longer with discount stores like Tuesday morning. And we no longer Tuesday morning. It's not Deb's thing at all. I'm sitting here coloring while listening and watching. Aw, listen. When I lived in Connecticut, Deb, I'm not gonna tell you that I was at the Christmas tree shop every week. They had got some yarn, these little balls of Karen yarn they were two for $1, and then we were doing a clearance, they were four for $1. Of course, my garage is now the Christmas tree shop. I have that, and then the year before my mom passed, I had bought her a bunch of craft stuff from Nair and Joanne and AC Moore. So wonderful, and now they're gone. All right, I'm gonna pull up an image off of the mecca of crafts. Let's see. I think I could do a sunflower, right? So we need black, yellow, and what other color do we need? Green. Let's see. Let's see. So we need a little circle. I do recommend if you're going to do this, you do it with a art pencil, not a number 2 pencil. All I have is a number 2 pencil though. So we're doing the petals. And I'm going to draw right here. Wait a minute. Oh, this paint. Okay, that's trash. Um, you see how much waste we have? Not a lot, just a little bit of waste. All right. This is one weird looking flower, but you know what? I support it. If we mess up, we could always paint it over. Not being funny, what's the difference between a number two pencil and an art pencil? So the art pencils depends on what you're drawing. They have like grayscale, um, and it's lighter to erase. Like a number two, is not really meant to be erased. Where art pencils are like, okay, I'm good for painting on wood and probably these rocks you want. That's why I bought them, Deb, for rock painting. Yeah, people don't normally draw with number two pencils though, Chris. In general, they go and buy art pencils. It's lighter. The granite. I think they use granite in the uh setup. We're gonna fix this one. There we go. I actually want to draw a ladybug. When I show my son this today, I wonder how he's gonna look, how he's gonna receive it. Cause that little boy is a critic, honey. Which I think graphite, not granite, graphite. Yeah, yeah, they erase easier than number two pencils. But artists also have artist erasers. They don't have like regular erasers like us. Right, like this is one of the erasers that I love. It's a Prismacolor eraser, and it's good for erasing stuff. I had went to Dick Blick a couple of years ago now, and they had those erasers for like inexpensive. I was like, "Oh, this is a good deal," and I got like two of them. The good thing about this paint is not like regular paint; it dries so quickly. I have a fan that's blowing up here. Though. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in front, and then we're just going to. I like the green first, so we're gonna do green. All right. Now I'm not good at painting or drawing, right? So that's never been my thing. But I just want to try. If I'm going to push my son to try something different and new, I want to also challenge myself. And I feel like as a crafter, unless you're on one thing, like say if you're a paper crafter or you just make jewelry or you just paint or you just do one thing, it's okay to just do that. Just keep learning that craft, right? But if you do multiple crafts, I feel like you should always be learning multiple things. I need something for thing two. She's very heavy-handed, so when she races, it doesn't go well. Um, yeah. You mean in crafting or in school stuff? If it's school stuff, I would just get a big heavy duty eraser. That look like a cactus. It's dancing like do 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 do. I just want to say something. This is not easy to color on this thing, y'all. I don't know what I was freaking thinking. I don't know. But I do know I'm going to enjoy it. For school, yeah, I would get a school eraser then. They have some. Deb's like acrylic markers are for painting, not for coloring. And I do agree with you. They do go over the line and they hide the line. I think I like it because it doesn't bleed through and it's exact, right? I keep picking up the black off the paint thing, y'all. Can't just can't stay just coming through to say hi and give a oh, thank you so much, Samara. I hope you have a good day. See, Samara's one of those people, y'all. I feel like she works hard and she probably don't get paid what she work. I'm just talking about how I'm not for work, Samara. Now, if we didn't like this painting, you know the good thing about it, we could just take our white and color right over it. You know what I'm saying? It makes me think of the baby dancing flower. Right. I wonder if you could stamp on these things and color. So I've been trying to figure out. I don't know if y'all buy yourselves birthday gifts and Mother's Day gifts or Father's Day gifts or Christmas presents. I don't know if you do that. I do. I have to. I really do. So anyway, me either, but have to eat and have a roof over. Exactly, and that's what I was saying. Like that's where they get us at, right? Because I had said earlier how I didn't like the school system, not just where my son goes, but in general. I feel like people go and they put in too much time and they don't get enough love and respect back to it. All right, so we're gonna make a worm, y'all, and I feel like I can graduate to this marker real quick. Now you just have to add a face. A face? No. All right. Okay. All right. Let that dry some. And I don't know how to draw a ladybug. And I don't think I should be trying to draw a ladybug. So let me just open Pinterest real quick and see what they show me. I'm just typing in terracotta pot drawing. And look, my phone's at 100% now. They have all kinds of really cool things. Look at this one. This pretty little face. This right here. I'm just trying to find, look at this. Isn't that cool? This person's drawing all these wonderful things. You could also get a little stencil. Oh, we can make a bird. I think I can do a bird. Let me see. I could do a bird, y'all. I could definitely do a bird. Okay. I think. I think. Yeah, I can do a bird. Whew, we need a thinner marker. A red circle and black dots. You know what? That is a ladybug, but I don't think I could do a ladybug. So we're gonna give them some feet right here, and we're gonna draw this up. Don't go off on me, phone. And then this looks like a D. And this is 1, 2, 3. And they have a little eye lip right here. And then they gave us a oval. Give us some eyelashes. Yep, bird. This bird got some long legs. Bird. We got a bird. All right. All right. I think our worm is done, and we're gonna go with a pink bird, I guess. I don't know. You think I would have drew a frog, but nope. Let's get this little. This little caterpillar, even though I didn't do a great job on him, or bug or whatever, makes me think of the caterpillar story. I don't remember it. I read it to my son when he was little, but I don't remember the story that well. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. So for this one, I would definitely want to seal it in. Did y'all know Mod Podge had paper podge, paper Mod Podge, where they tell you to take the Mod Podge and put it on paper and stick it to paper. I always thought this Mod Podge was that. Nope. I went to look and see the price. It was $7.42 at the store I went to today. What's the name of that store? I don't recall. Oh my goodness. Walmart. I could probably recite it. The oldest was hooked for a long time. Yeah, he was like, I'm good. Okay. You know what? I would have thought Water Pixels would have gave me some pointers, but nope, nothing, nothing. All right, so I'm just gonna take this and go in this direction. This is my last time mentioning this Ohuhu, right? Ohuhu, I'm very not happy with. And it's not even, it has nothing to do with the taxes. What I'm about to say, I wanted to get those markers for Christmas. They were out of stock. They come back in stock. I see them on Friday or Saturday for 244. And I think about it, because $244 for markers, in my opinion, is a lot of money to pay for markers, right? I go back to the website the next day, now they're $369. And at this point of me telling you this, I don't even want to buy the markers until they're $244 on sale again. Does that make sense? It'd be nice if they sponsored me. And put that out in the atmosphere. Oh, who needs to sponsor me? Like they need to have novice crafters in their thing so people can see how it looks for a novice to use, not just an experienced creator. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really loving my bird. Okay, the bird is the word. Bird is the word. Okay, this bird is giving me all of my life with the little sassy eyelashes and everything that I copied straight off that image that I saw. Inspired, I guess, right? Inspiration. So I'm just going back over this little on with my thing. Now I need to make a way that they look connected. So I'll probably just take um so this is how it looks, right? So what I was thinking we could do is do this. And then just do random things like that. But that looks kind of weird, don't it? That look weird. But I figured out. All right, look. I think that I have probably overstayed my welcome a little bit with y'all. I had a great time. These markers that I'm using right now were very inexpensive. I got them off of Amazon for under $10, I believe, at the time that I got them. I'm trying. I didn't broke the bottom, so give me 1 second so I can show it to y'all. They are called TBC The Best Crafts 24 acrylic markers. I think I got them for under $10 from Amazon. I feel like Amazon is going to be our go-to craft spot. Also, I am looking for VersaFine black ink, y'all. If y'all see any in the stores and you have my information, just send me a message like, hey, I saw it at this spot. Because I can't find any at Michael's. They don't have it. They don't sell it. Joanne was the only one that sold it. I don't think Hobby Lobby even has them. So yeah, that's that. So we made this one right here. It's dry. And then we did this one right here. It's not dry. And then we just finished this one, which I am very much in love with this bird. I feel like you're gonna see birds from me a lot. I may even be able to fix that and make it a bird. Yep. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you so much. Always calculate the price per marker for Ohuhu of any. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I've been doing. So you know what, Deb? I was like, I don't really need the markers. I have some inexpensive markers that I need to start using. But what I wanted to do, and they don't sell them individually from what I've done, from what I've been told, is when my bad markers dry out, the cheap ones, when these dry out, like these two are dried out, I would prefer to replace them with a good marker. But I don't want to pay $7 for Copic either. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for supporting me and being here with me, y'all. I really, really appreciate that. You make me come back, and I enjoy everything we did. Next time we come back, we'll be doing something totally different, back in our wheelhouse of paper craft. And I want to say thank you for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.